And welcome back to McBain High School. Jay Simon alongside Sean Murphy, where the McBain Ramblers have put the finishing touches on a 3-zip win over the Lake City Trojans to finish the regular season a perfect 7-0 in Highland Conference play, and they will head to the Highland Conference tournament on Saturday. For those who may not know the way that works, the regular season counts as one half of the title race, and then your finish in the tournament is the other half. So still some work left to do for McBain in order to clinch and to lock it down.
There's some teams that could be some sleepers in that conference tournament. You know, Manton is a very athletic and strong team. You know, Lake City, you saw some, as you said, some glimpses, and you can never count on Beale City, of course.
Nope.
So anything can happen on that day, and it'll be exciting to see how this finishes out.
The scores in this one, 25-8, 25-18, 25-22 as the Ramblers get the win. But talk about these young Trojans. That game one sure looked like they were in over their heads in this crowd with the atmosphere and everything. They just did not start out well at all, but really pulled it together nicely in games 2 and 3 to make those tight. Looked a lot better.
And as you said, you know, it is a very young team, and sometimes you come in and the nerves get the best of you and you just don't play your best, and once those nerves go away and you can kind of just focus on the fundamentals, I think that's what we saw in games 2 and 3. So yeah, it'll be fun to watch these guys as they get a little bit more experience, and as I said, there's still a lot of season left. I mean, you know, they still have another conference match, and then we have the conference tournament, so yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, Coach Artis talking about the cohesiveness and the teamwork was a key that she really needed to see out of her Trojans. Honestly, and it's tough to say from over here because you don't hear what's going on, but they look good. They look good to me.
Yeah, and they look very well-rounded. I mean, you know, the one thing that I think they are struggling with is a little bit of that extra height on the right side with their blockers. When that blocker has to drop off and you leave a Sammy Van Houten or a Riley Eisinger open for the swing, there's not a lot you're going to be able to do with that. That relies on your defense a ton. So, you know, that's the one area where they are a little bit weak. But boy, I'll tell you what, some of those younger players, they're going to be some monsters in the next year or two.
We expected to see big things out of Maggie Thalman. She didn't disappoint. She played very well in the middle, got a lot of pieces of balls redirected a lot up there, and was a big presence in the middle. Taylor Winkleman impressed me as a junior there playing that middle hitter spot too.
She did, yes.
The biggest one for me, though, Riley Bisbal, that freshman, on the opposite side, because you talk about how with the smaller setters, they're giving up a little bit against the opposing opposites. However, with Bisbal playing the opposite for them on those 3 other rotations, they're putting up a wall.
Yes. And for a right-handed hitter to be hitting on that right side, you know, that's an awkward swing, and she did a really nice job. She brought quite a few hits that had a little sauce on it.
Yeah.
So that's fun to watch, and as you said, I think if she gets a little bit more experience, moves out to the left side or even to the middle, where she can get a full swing on that ball, she's going to do some damage.
I'm going to be selfish. I want to see her on the outside.
She's
got the arm swing and the length, and jumps well.
Yes.
And I think you put her on the outside, and that's I'm not going to put pressure on her and say Sammy Van Houten potential, but hey, she's got the arm swing. She could be really dangerous out there. Michaela Artis, the sophomore, also really impressed me on the outside tonight.
Yes.
She played well.
Yep. Not real big physically, but she's got some pretty good hops, and she was hitting that ball high, and she's got some power on there too.
Meanwhile, the Ramblers, as we mentioned, with the win, perfect regular season in the Highland Conference, but they've got their eyes on bigger and better things. I gave you a little shot by talking about how not really a shot, actually it was a compliment, right?
Oh.
Last time that the Ramblers have been to the state quarterfinals was 2009.
Yep.
When some non-bearded fellow was at the helm.
I was bearded then. I was.
You were not bearded like this.
Beard.
You were not.
It was not nearly this long.
It was the month-and-a-half playoff beard. It wasn't the. Did you always start yours early too?
No, I always started it when we finish our last conference match.
Okay.
So the conference tournament, I would not shave that day, and that was when.
From there was when it went.
There was playoffs. Yep. So
this is a yeared.
This is a yeared. No, actually, it's a yeared in 3 weeks. So.
Your wife is a saint.
Yeah.
But the Ramblers certainly didn't show us anything to suggest that they don't have the potential to get back there. You talked about how they've got their eye on that single season win record, and they have to get to the quarterfinals in order to accomplish that, if I'm not mistaken. Just adding up what they can do in conference tournament and then what's beyond that.
I believe they're going to need another 7 matches to tie it and then 8 to win it. When you factor in the conference tournament this weekend, they're going to get a few matches in there, and then districts.
So it's possible they could get it in regionals.
It is very possible, yes. Yep.
They could certainly get it in regionals because they could get 3-4 matches if they do well in the tournament.
Yep.
So I'd love to see them break that.
I almost suggested to Dawn maybe she might want to lose a match so she goes in losers bracket and then
just
has
to get more matches.
To get more match wins. Yes.
I'm sure if I know Dawn well enough, she gave you a look
that was not on her
that would
radar,
have melted steel, without doubt. But we talked about Sammy Van Houten on the outside and Michaela Coatman in the middle, but there were some other names that really impressed me tonight. Sarah Maley.
Yeah,
at the other middle hitter position.
She's one that I think has really come along this season. I think before earlier this season, I don't know if she got that much playing time, but I'll tell you what, tonight she looked just great with a hit that's extremely hard to read, and so that's fun to watch too.
And then Brianna Van Houten, the sophomore, Emma Barton coming in, the junior. Playing in the middle there as well, and Bailey Skirbitt getting some nice swings on the opposite.
And Bailey's one too. I mean, she's kind of like a little silent threat that she just sneaks up on you on the right side, and she can get some big kills.
I would be remiss if I did not mention also the liberos who never get any love. Kennedy Pollington for McBain, as well as Haley Pilkus, the only other senior on the Lake City Trojan roster.
Right.
Both doing a great job tonight. It's a lot of work playing that back row running around
and
like
as
that.
you said, liberos get no love at all. So, but when you look at the passing, you look at that quick offense, it usually starts with them. So, they definitely they got their work cut out for them, and they did a nice job. Yep.
And then Brooke Richards, the junior setter, who just did a fantastic job delivering the ball, putting it into spots. I've tried setting. That's a tough job.
It is.
It's not easy at all. So,
and that's where that counseling comes in, because you have to keep your hitters' egos here while they give you all kinds of flack because the set's not right where they want it. They want it right in their wheelhouse every time.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for us. We want to make sure we mention the hardest working crew in television, Dakota Pike, Commander Pike, running the show in the truck for us tonight. Kaylee Buck joining him in there, and then our camera crew, Rain Johnson Hill, Nick Coy, Tyler Britnell, and Kevin DeLuca, all doing a fantastic job bringing these images to you tonight. Your final, 3-0, the McBain Ramblers defeat the Lake City Trojans in Highland Conference volleyball. I almost said basketball. I got it on my mind. For
close,
Sean Murphy, I'm Jay Simon. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you next time.